Let's talk a little bit about the Leadership Institute that we do yearly with the United States Potato Board. We think it's a very important part of the overall process of getting young leaders developed, educated, and then involved either in the USPB or in the National Potato Council. For us, it's important to see those growers come back and get involved working on policy issues, either at their local level, their state level, their national level. We think it's an excellent program. We have a great group of growers who've gone through there. Every time we have a major meeting of potato growers and we ask to recognize those people who have been through the Leadership Institute, we see the product of that work by those people standing up and being participated in those industry activities. They're able to really build more confidence in terms of their understanding of the industry as a national industry. I mean, if you're from Oregon or you're from Washington and you've never had a chance to work a lot with other growers from other regions, you don't really know what they're up against. When you find out that they're up against the same kind of things you are, you get your knowledge base grows, your confidence grows, and you become a better advocate.
I was selected to be in the class of the 2010 Potato Industry Leadership Institute. I was one of the selected representatives from Washington State. There was about 19 of us that came together in the 2010 class from basically across the nation.
Okay.
And the program is about a week, 8-day program. It starts in a growing region, and these growing regions rotate around the nation every year. They choose a different location every year. And so our particular class got to start out in Michigan. And so we all gathered, and we started out in Traverse City, Michigan. There we basically had a day where we got an overview of the potato industry from the U.S. Potato Board and kind of from the National Potato Council, right there around the Great Lakes. So that's where we got our overview of the industry and also an overview of the Great Lakes Basin. And there they just put us on a bus. And we just basically traveled all the way south through the state of Michigan, touring different potato production facilities, packing sheds, some of the bigger farms in the area. And, you know, just being a potato grower myself, you know, in Washington, you know, you kind of do things here, but it was a great experience to go somewhere else. We ended up in Detroit, and from there we left Michigan and we went to Washington, D.C., which the program does every year. It leaves this growing region that you're in and touring, and then they take you back to Washington, D.C., where the emphasis of the program kind of shifts a little bit more to the national level. They talk about legislative issues, and an overview of the National Potato Council and what they do for the potato industry, as far as working for the industry, working for the betterment of the industry, and the lobbying and the working with the legislators back there on issues that affect our industry. And then also the emphasis kind of changes towards training. They bring in different experts, I guess, to work on like presentation skills, lobbying skills, you know, knowing how to go visit with your, as individuals, go with our state organizations, and then we do go out and get to do some lobbying with our legislators from our particular states. And I think the Potato Industry Leadership Institute is an excellent program for getting growers involved.
I mean, they're all over the country, all different types of growers: seed, chip, fresh, frozen. There were researchers there from different universities, and just in 2009, they said it was the most broad group of people covering pretty much every aspect of the industry that they'd ever had, and it was a great group of people. Learning new little bits of information about the different things that we saw, the processing plant that we went to, you know, just what's involved with food safety measures, and you know, and how above and beyond they're going to make sure that they're bringing safe food to the public. You know, we were aware of that, but we didn't know how much was involved. And then from a grower standpoint, just when we went to the large farm, they went over several of the things that they do for food safety, GAP certification, stuff like that. Just, how, it's very important to the consumer, which translates all the way back to the farm, and it's something that farmers don't get enough credit for, is the measures that they go through to bring a safe food supply to the. Really opened my eyes to what it takes to keep this industry going. I mean, for every farm and grower, there's a different set of issues that at the local level, state level, national level, I mean even the international level now. When we were in Washington, D.C., just what it takes, to the issues that we face, the people that you have to meet with, and just informing Congress, the different organizations like DNR or EPA, what we're facing, because they need to have the information in order to make sound decisions. And if we don't supply them with that information, they're not going to have everything they need to make those decisions. And it's a never-ending process. We have to keep supplying them with the information and correct information so they can make those sound decisions. I was intimidated, to go up and to speak with someone face to face who you see on television. But they're our representation, and they need to know the facts. So it's, once you get over that kind of intimidation factor, it's okay. Here's why we're here. Here's what, how we feel about it. You have to know enough about your issue to be able to educate them about it. And so it takes effort, and it takes some knowledge, and they'll listen to you, but you got to get your points across in a very short period of time. And but it's that repetition that helps those issues stick out in their